H3 is falling off. And as I predicted, the more that Ethan Klein obsesses over Hassan, the more and more of his fans fall off. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good luck, Ethan. You're gonna need it.
So come, brothers and sisters, for the struggle carries on. Listening to Mike from PA unites the world in song.
I want to talk about my favorite topic, but I want to have fun. And that is BadEmpanada making fun of Ethan Klein. BadEmpanada continues to be the funniest source of Ethan Klein trolling. I will continue to support unreservedly and uncritically BadEmpanada. Uncritical support for BadEmpanada.
Ethan Klein sent what basically amounts to like a stern letter to Noah Samson, threatening to sue him.
He and Mudahar together teamed up, and we sent a demand for retraction to Noah Samson Monday night after the show.
And I didn't even talk about this, have I? The Noah Samson demand letter is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It legitimately looks like it was written by ChatGPT. I can't even believe anyone would take it seriously. My personal opinion is, if Ethan Klein wants to file lawsuits, he may actually be the first person in history to lose an anti-slap motion on both sides at the same time. What I mean by that is he loses an anti-slap motion for his speech while being hit with an anti-slap motion for his lawsuits against somebody else to stifle their speech. I think he might be the first person in history to successfully lose both sides of an anti-slap motion at the same time.
I would love to go over the whole letter with you, but Ethan Klein made sure to dox me, so I don't want to go over it because he doxed.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't do it, because I don't think BadEmpanada's full name has been published anywhere, and Ethan Klein has been publishing it in an attempt to dox the guy.
There's something that Ethan Klein does not talk about anymore. He used to talk about it a lot, but not anymore. Ethan Klein is set to lose millions upon millions upon millions of dollars in an actual real defamation lawsuit because he kept pushing the buttons of a guy who's way richer than him, a guy who used to be a billionaire. And just a few days ago, he ended up losing the most important part of that defamation lawsuit. He lost the anti-slap suit, and then he lost the anti-slap appeal, and he was ordered to pay all of the expenses of the plaintiff. And this is why Ethan Klein is like desperately trying to frame himself as some sort of legal warrior who's in the right all the time now to his audience by like...
How is Ethan Klein's viewership right now? H3 podcast. How are we doing? How are we doing right now? Noah Samson exposed as a massive creep. 563,000 views. Noah Samson is screwed. His viewership is falling. He used to get, you could literally just scroll down and see that on his average video. He used to get millions. And they're just falling off more and more and more and more. Ooh, the poker showdown. He didn't do too well in the poker showdown. Dentist needed. Oh, God. Dan Clancy must resign as Twitch CEO.
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch. And be
Pedophile. Okay, well, maybe not, but maybe like...
Yeah, I would definitely sue this motherfucker. Like, holy shit.
You can't say in good conscience that you know for sure he's not a pedophile. I didn't say he is.
Yes, you did.
I said pedophile. All I said is pedophile. I don't know for sure.
Election night only got 600,000. If he was still working with Hassan, this would be triple the number. Hassan had like millions upon millions of views on election day. He really punted that, huh? Snark called Child Protective Services on us. No evidence, by the way. No evidence that this happened. They just claim this with no evidence, no proof whatsoever. They just say Snark did it. Noah Samson, retract or lawyer up. And it's funny, like, you know, listen, is H3 podcast bigger than me? Yeah, they're a bigger show than me. I'm a single person who created this show, you know, on Twitch with no help. If we just go to my channel, 667,000. We are orders of magnitude closer to them now than they are to Hassan. And if we go to Hassan, like, I'm rising and they're
that
falling.
their removals are allowed under the act, which grants the president authority to detain her.
Shut up, Hassan. So the H3 podcast, 276,000 views, streamed 17 hours ago. Hassan's streamed yesterday, 734,000 views. H3 is officially smaller than Hassan. And that's just his viewership on Twitch, which isn't even focused on like view counts. It's about hours watched. If you actually compared the hours watched between Hassan and H3, I would bet you Hassan is at least 3 to 5 times bigger as far as hours watched. Oof. Yikes. Oof.
Sending frivolous slap legal threats to Noah Samson and stuff, and threatening to sue like 50 people at once, and threatening to sue like Reddit moderators and stuff. And the reason is that he's actually getting fucked in an actual real lawsuit really bad.
Ethan only does 9 hours a week. Ethan Klein is crashing out for one reason and one reason alone. Ethan Klein is now significantly of a smaller streamer than Hassan Abi. Even though Hassan is just a single guy streaming on his own, Hassan gets 3 times as much viewership from views, and his shows are twice as long, or if not longer. H3 is falling off. And as I predicted, the more that Ethan Klein obsesses over Hassan, the more and more of his fans fall off. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good luck, Ethan. You're gonna need it.
Years ago, Ethan Klein streamed a couple of seconds of a pay-per-view like YouTuber boxing thing with like Jake Paul, and he ended up getting sued for that by Triller Media, who owned the distribution rights to that. For this lawsuit by Triller Media, Ethan Klein he blamed the CEO of Triller Media, Ryan Kavanaugh, who was at one point a billionaire, is not anymore apparently. Maybe he is, I don't know. He personally blamed the CEO for that copyright claim, and he started like basically dedicating segments of his show to like saying that Ryan Kavanaugh like was guilty of doing a Ponzi scheme or something. A couple of days ago, Ethan Klein's anti-slap appeal, he already lost the original anti-slap motion, and he appealed it, and he lost the appeal, which pretty much par for the course, I would say. You know, that seems about like what you would expect. By the way, his lawyer, I just want to note, and you'll love this one. Now, you might know that Ethan Klein has said repeatedly that West Bank settlers are fair game. Let me just show you a little clip of that from the content nuke, Hassan Piker.
The West Bank are religious zealots, they're monsters, they're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion.
Okay. Now,
yeah, they're valid military targets, but if you shoot them, the Israeli military will drop a bomb on you and send a tank to your house. And that's paid for by American tax dollars. So how, you know, it's like, if you think that Israel is committing genocidal war crimes and illegal settlement, how could you complain about resistance against the Israeli government? The Israeli government co-signs and subsidizes those illegal settlements and commits the crimes. So it's like saying, how dare you attack Nazi Germany?
Now. I want to introduce you now. I'm so excited. I want to introduce you to Ethan Klein's lawyer, Ron Bar-Nissim. Ron Bar-Nissim. Prior to entering law, Bar-Nissim was an English teacher in Israel and the West Bank. I wonder.
In addition, he co-authored a public comment on behalf of the visual art social networking platform DeviantArt. And that's how we know. That's where Ethan found him. DeviantArt. Check those hard drives. Check those hard drives.
Session goes, Ethan Klein thinks that his lawyer is a valid military target. I wonder how that goes over at lunch. I'm so pro-Palestine that my lawyer is a former West Bank settler. Ramban Nissim. That is the most I change my name to sound more indigenous name you'll ever see. It's giving Maximus Aurelius. I said it's giving. So anyway, apart from the lawyer being very funny, aside from that one thing, genocide, Ethan Klein's lawyer tries to claim that Noah Samson saying things like Ethan Klein erroneously cited Saudi Arabian propaganda to try and claim that the Houthis were slavers. He tries to claim that is a defamatory statement. Again, that's a statement about like a fucking argument on like the facts regarding news and history and politics and stuff. You can't litigate that. Ethan Klein essentially paid his lawyer to ask ChatGPT to debunk 2 BadEmpanada videos, because he is like incapable of debunking the videos himself. So he paid.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a commentary YouTuber. Why doesn't he just make a video? Why doesn't Ethan Klein just make a video? This is the problem with Ethan Klein. He doesn't understand politics or law in even the most rudimentary fashion, right? So he's continually getting owned. And whenever people encounter something that Ethan Klein knows about, or that they know about that Ethan Klein is talking about, they stop listening to him because he's wrong on it and he looks stupid. So every day he's talking about shit, he's losing more and more fans. Because you may trust Ethan Klein, but you know, then he starts talking about something you know about, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not right, that's wrong. And it starts causing you to question the stuff he says about things you don't know about. And you start looking it up. You start looking at, you know, watching me. You start watching Hassan. You start watching BadEmpanada, and you realize, like, oh, no, he's dumb as fuck. He was wrong about everything. When you compare what Ethan Klein says to neutral third-party sources, when you say what Ethan Klein says and you look at what experts say, it always is out of alignment. He only aligns with one group consistently, and that's the Israeli state.
Ethan Klein is afraid to go out in public. This is someone who he claims that I am like I'm in hiding from.
Okay, this is the funniest part of the video, and I'm so glad we got to it quickly. Ethan Klein apparently is afraid to leave his home.
People who want to come after me, and I'm scared to leave my house. And he straight up admits on his stream that he is afraid to go out in public. This is a man of the people. Meanwhile, I just go out every single day.
Me too.
People greet me in the street and they're like, BadEmpanada, will you sign my breasts? And I'm oh, you slag, get away from me.
Lena, speak up for me.
It's scheduled.
No, we know.
Why?
That's part of the issue.
She's busy.
You scheduled it 1 month ahead.
She's so
Why?
busy.
Yeah,
busy,
yeah,
right,
she's very,
Lena?
What?
She?
Who cares? Well, you
Let's get
need a
some
special, but
cookies.
you're shaving your head. Go to Supercuts.
I don't go in public.
You could get someone to.
You could go to Supercuts right now.
We're
and be done in
loyal
10
to the-
minutes.
You understand about
haircut.
I don't go in public.
No, he's right, Dan.
Yeah,
He's
Dan.
right. I mean,
But there's
it's called
other
barber
barbers that come to
loyalty.
your house, or like could come to
We
the
don't know
studio.
that.
This man is afraid to go out.
Look how many sycophants this fucking loser has. Look how many servants he has. No wonder he talks so tough. He's behind his like 8 security walls. Oh man. Meanwhile, I do all my shopping in Rodeo Drive because that's where the locals shop, chat, and I haven't seen him there yet.
Side. This is the guy who claims that like I have people coming after me. This is someone.
By the way, that's a joke. It's a reference. Ethan Klein said that the locals of LA shop at Rodeo Drive, which is a famous shopping street that's like notoriously overpriced. And he was like, the locals shop there.
Is so afraid of the repercussions of the vile shit that he has said that he's afraid to leave his fucking house. Unbelievable. There was a clip as well where he's like saying, oh, you want to come at me?
Like,
I do
sign
this
my
for
breast.
fun. This is what I do in my free time, in regards to like trying to like stalk and dox people and file frivolous lawsuits against them and shit like that. Now listen to Ethan Klein's incredible rant about me. It's honestly just sad.
But that's okay. None of them are as dedicated, as crazy, and as willing to waste money as I am. Georgie boy thinks he's safe out there, but he's not. He's just never really come up against someone like me. I'll just be honest. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I have more money than them. I'm more dedicated.
He has more money, So he has more money. Ethan Klein, he's a really tough foe because he's got a lot of money.
Ethan, not every country is like the USA. You can't just file frivolous lawsuits like you can in the USA. Money's not going to get you anywhere else.
Dedicated than them. I've completely fucking
You're more dedicated? Dude, you're not dedicated at all. You're the laziest fucker in the world.
thrown. Maybe it's not worth it to spend $1 million pursuing some fucking human STD in Argentina. No, that's gone.
You're not going to have $1 million once Kavanaugh's done with you.
See, that's gone. When you guys contributed to an atmosphere in which the CPS was called on my house, when you specifically...
They were called on your house because you yourself said on your own live stream that your kid had contracted the parasite Giardia, and then you went on to say that you thought that it was from eating shit. That's why.
Okay, he didn't exactly say that, but he implied it. The other thing is, we don't know who called CPS. He's just making shit up. And Ethan Klein doesn't have any evidence. He just lies about it so that he can make his enemies look bad in a situation where he's looking bad. As I said from the beginning, and I'm going to say it again, if Ethan Klein just shut the fuck up, if he had just broke up with Hassan, remained cordial, and just stopped talking about Israel-Palestine and gone back to his goofs and gaffes or whatever the fuck he supposedly did, and kept his content to farting in Denny's, which is, other than, I know 2 Ethan Klein jokes. Him farting in a green screen Denny's and Vape Nation from 10 years ago. That's the only thing that I've seen of Ethan Klein's content that was like funny. Oh, wait. I'm lying. There's one other thing. I remember that he proposed to his wife while sitting on the toilet. I remember this. He proposed to his wife by sitting on the toilet and then asking her to bring in butt wipes because he was taking a shit. And then he told her, open the butt wipes, and the engagement ring was in the butt wipes. Those are the 3 things I know. Those are the 3 things I know from Ethan Klein. Farting in Denny's, Vape Nation, which proposing to his wife on the shitter. One of my normie friends was like, oh, so what's going on with Ethan Klein? I used to like his podcast, like generally concerned, and like, why is he doing this? The funny thing is that he has absolutely no shooters. It's wild. Like, I thought Ethan Klein was more popular than he actually is. He's unpopular. Like, he is actually legitimately unpopular. It just, like, more people hate the guy than like the guy. It's crazy. Every Ethan defender I see is a Botticelli. Yeah. Literally every single person who is an Ethan Klein, like, I hate Hassan and Mike and Denims and Casey. Notice that the people they're targeting are not Ethan's enemies necessarily. They are Destiny's enemies that they're laundering through Ethan. So, you know, because they're all embarrassed to be Destiny fans, right? Like, a lot of these people that defend Ethan Klein, they unfollowed Destiny, but they still follow like every single Destiny orbiter, including Dan Can't Stream, Dan Saltzman. You know, say what you will about Destiny, he at least has his like 500 incel minions that follow him around. He eventually fully crashed out against everyone he ever made content with. It's fucking weird.